Senator Van Hollen.
Thank you, Senator, and congratulations to all of you and your nominations. Congressman Waltz, I want to start with some questions related to your tenure at the National Security Council that will also relate to your responsibilities at the United Nations, especially in the area of international humanitarian relief, because you presided over a period where Elon Musk was given a blank check to take what he called a chainsaw to AID, and as part of that, undermined many ongoing humanitarian operations, including the one in Sudan, where the freezing of U.S. humanitarian assistance resulted in the closure of nearly 80% of emergency food kitchens. 2 million people were left without access to food. Many of them died, and that's not theoretical either. I want to turn to another humanitarian disaster, and that's in Gaza. And of course, the horrendous situation in Gaza was brought about as a result of the horrific Hamas attacks of October 7, 2023. It's also true that the government of Israel has a responsibility to conduct that war in accordance with international law and humanitarian principles. For 78 days, the Netanyahu government imposed a total humanitarian blockade on Gaza, including blockade on food. I didn't hear you or President Trump or Secretary Rubio ever call upon the Netanyahu government publicly to end that blockade. The Netanyahu government then replaced the system of distribution of food through vetted international organizations, including, for example, the World Food Program that Cindy McCain heads. They replaced it with a private entity, which is supported by mercenaries, known as the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a real misnomer. The organization's original executive director resigned, saying that it was not possible to implement their plan while adhering to humanitarian principles. Cindy McCain said they don't have nearly enough access points and they don't have nearly enough food going in. As you probably know, it's been called a death trap. Hundreds of Palestinian civilians crowding to get food have been killed, either by the security contractors, mercenaries, or by the IDF. So my question to you is, why should American taxpayers be footing the bill, even part of the bill, in support of the so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation?
Thank you for the question, Senator. And just to address your first question in terms of USAID and its current status, it is currently operating under the State Department. It's been merged, which you may disagree with, but I think is a perfectly valid approach.
I'm sorry.
I'll just point out that both the United Kingdom and Australians have done the same thing. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a foreign service officer or an ambassador out in the field, highly frustrated that aid was on a different page than their objectives in the country. And so I certainly support the Secretary's reorganization.
We have a strong disagreement. If you could answer my question about American taxpayer dollars going to fund this private entity with
I would certainly extend an appreciation in my heart out for a couple of veterans who were just attacked by Hamas with grenades as trying to distribute aid that I understand, according to reporting, works for this organization. I don't think this should be a zero sum. I do agree that is a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. I hope you would agree that Hamas could stop it tomorrow by laying down their arms and releasing the hostages.
I agree,
and we
so let's
support
settle on that.
Special Envoy Witkoff and his efforts to again bring a ceasefire, which he was able to bring.
Look, you all said you were going to end the war in Gaza on day one. It's a long way from.
Well,
I have one
the
other
president
question.
said all hell to pay.
Let me ask you a question.
We actually got a ceasefire.
I want to ask you a question on the West Bank. Sure. You saw that an American citizen was killed the other day by violent settlers. Do you see that report?
I actually, Senator, to be honest with you, I did not see that report.
All right. Do you agree that it's the responsibility of the United States government to ensure the accountability in the deaths of American citizens overseas?
Senator, I would say it's a key function of any embassy or ambassador to ensure U.S. citizens are protected abroad.
Okay. Well, I hope we will pursue that. You know, one of your first actions, along with the president, was to get rid of the Biden-era executive order that would impose sanctions on both violent settlers and violent Palestinian militants in the West Bank. And we've now had 5 Americans actually killed since October 7th in the West Bank, and no accountability. I think when you withdrew that executive order, you sent a very bad signal. I hope we can work together to make sure that we protect all American citizens overseas.
Senator Paul.
Thank you.